guys, what's the most popular sport in the United States? I'm sure you'd all say football. If I asked you guys, what's the most popular sport in the world? You'd all say soccer. This is where my dad and I don't agree. My family is from Bulgaria, and so he calls it football. You know, the sport where you actually use your foot, not your hands. And he would always tell me when I was a kid about how he would go outside, play football, play soccer with his friends, and he was on the team, and he would tell me how him, all my uncles, even all my grandparents from both my mom and my dad's side, they would all play soccer. It was pretty much the only sport there to play. It was the most popular sport, I should say. And so, in second grade, he finally signed me up for a soccer team. It was one of those youth soccer teams, and I was excited. He had hyped me up all about soccer. We would practice every now and then, about once every week, because he was very busy. But I was finally on the team, and I was excited to play, but I didn't realize one thing going into it. In youth soccer, here's the strategy. Coach looks at the team, picks all the good players, puts some frontline offense or midfield. Everyone else is on defense. So there I was, one of 2 second graders on the team. Everyone else was a third, fourth grader. We even had a 5th grader, big guy, who was the goalie. And so I was on defense. If I even got to touch the ball, I would be happy. The ball never came my way. We were undefeated. I think we lost one match, and that was at the championships, but we ended up winning because we had the best record. And it was fun, and I think the fact that because we were winning all the time, I was content, because as a kid, winning was the most important thing. It was the biggest thing for me. So I was happy, but I never really got that team aspect out of it. I didn't bond with my teammates. I knew them on a first-name basis, but I never saw them outside of practice, never saw any of them at school. That was all. And then we ended up moving, and I forgot about that team. And now if we fast forward into middle school, my friend, his parents were actually the coaches of the cross-country team there. So he really pushed me to join cross-country. And I joined, and I turned out to be really good at it. But cross-country isn't one of those sports where it's really a team-based sport. You kind of just run, do your own thing, and push yourself. So there wasn't much chance for communication, maybe when we were stretching or cooling down. Another thing I didn't really like about it was very cliquey. I had 2 good friends, and I convinced one of my other friends to join. Those were the main people I talked to all the time. Then there was this other group, and that group, and that group. They just stuck to themselves. They even ran in groups like that. So it was a sport, but not really the team sport I was looking for. Now, if we go forward to high school, this was the summer right after my sophomore year. I had actually just learned how to swim. Took lessons, and I learned all 4 strokes. Well, I learned 3 strokes. I didn't know the butterfly. I still don't know the butterfly. Doesn't make sense to me. And I enjoyed swimming, and so I decided to join our school swim team. Now, most schools have varsity, JV, and so on. We surprisingly didn't have enough people that wanted to get up at 6 in the morning and jump into a freezing cold pool of dynamo. So we only had the varsity team. There I was, a junior, joining the varsity team with about, we'll say, a month's worth of swimming experience. I was by far the worst person there, and I didn't really see eye to eye with any of the people on my grade, so all the other juniors. Senior year comes around, and all the seniors are getting together to make, those paper plate awards, decide who they're going to give it to. Surprisingly, I didn't get the GroupMe invite. I had no clue what was going on, and so I show up to the banquet, and they realize I exist. They're like, oh, it's a paper plate award, you're giving it to that guy, and so I just gave the plate award, nothing special. Kind of a bummer. Now, end of senior year, second semester, you all know what senioritis is. You get lazy, you don't want to do work, you know where you're going, you're already admitted to college. And so there I am, not in school, surprisingly. And my friend says, hey, do you want to play some Frisbee? And I say, sure. I thought he just meant tossing the Frisbee around. Apparently he had a group of like 13, 14 guys there, And I said, wait, how's this going to work? We have one disc, or we're going to get in a big circle, just toss it around? He's like, no, we'll play Ultimate. I go, what? He says, Ultimate. And so we get into teams of 7, and we start playing Ultimate Frisbee. It's really fun. It's like a mix of a variety of sports. You get a disc, you throw it, and you can't move while you're throwing it, and other people are trying to catch it downfield. If you catch it in like the end zone, you get a point, just like football. And there was something satisfying about just throwing a disc and it going the way you wanted. It's that certain satisfaction you get. That's what I really enjoyed about it. And so when I came to UGA, I joined the Ultimate Frisbee team. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't know what I was doing. My throws were about 10% accurate, and they had formations and strategy and everything. I was just lost, looking around, where should I be, where should I run? Oh, he's going to throw, oh, it's too late. I was completely confused. But I joined the C team, the underdogs. And everyone was really supportive, they were really nice, and they taught me the basics, the ropes, and we had a whole bunch of bonding. We went to tournaments. We had a lot of bonding experiences. We would go, it would be 8 of us guys, in one crappy motel for the night. And we would stay a weekend at Tennessee, at Alabama, everywhere. It was a lot of fun, and I really look forward to playing Ultimate this year and for the rest of my years here at UGA. Thank you.
Everyone take 30 seconds or so and fill out the evaluation. How long is yours?
It's 5 to 7.
5 to 7. Wrap those up. All right, time's just about up. Get those wrapped up quickly, please. Next up, we have another icebreaker, speaking from Competent Communicator Manual Speech Number 1, titled Road Rage. Please help me welcome Christopher Lee to the stage.
Hey everyone, so I wanted to start off by asking you guys a question. How many of you guys drive regularly? Alright. And how many of you guys experience road rage pretty frequently? Okay, so many of the people who know me fairly well will always picture me as a kind of quiet, chill kind of guy. And when it comes to like assignments, I'm pretty lazy. Even the speech I'm presenting today was only prepared like a few hours ago. Well, these people that claim to know me so well have probably not seen me in a car. My chill personality goes straight out the window as soon as I step into the car. So my perspective on driving is that I want to get to my destination as fast as possible so that I'm not wasting my precious time in the car just, driving. I always like to go to my destination to just like do what I want to do, right? So I've been driving since my senior year in high school. I would brag to my friends that I got a 99 on my driving test. But little do they know that my instructor was probably the nicest, the most lenient person you could have ever gotten. For the parallel test, I actually ran over the cone, but she let me restart, and I actually scored perfect on it. Funny enough, the one point she did take off from my test was for speeding. So, throughout my 4 years of driving, I've been pulled over 2 times. Both times were for speeding about 20 miles per hour above the limit. But fortunately, the cops on both of those cases were pretty nice. They didn't let it go on my record, but I still had to pay fines of upward of like $200. So all this actually changed today, where I got my 3rd ticket. It was actually like earlier today, where I was heading home from Kroger, and if you guys ever driven on College Station Road, it's a 35, and I was going 58. And yeah, I got pulled over there, and I experienced that heart-sinking feeling where you hear those police sirens, and you see those flashing blue lights come up behind you. So, seriously though, I don't understand why that road is a 35. Like, it's just a normal road, there's no schools or hospitals on it, like, I don't get it. Anyways, today I was kind of struggling to come up with a topic for this speech, but I thought being pulled over today gave me the perfect idea. So, I honestly believe that driving lets you see a bit of their true personality. It is a test of your patience, when it comes to driving. So this past April,